Please stand and let us show our appreciation and welcome them warmly. and let us begin. Parents and family, distinguished guests, colleagues, students and graduates, it's my pleasure to welcome you to this evening's ceremony, the graduation of the Dhirubhai Ambani International School class of 2019. May I ask you to ensure that your mobile phones are either switched off or on silent mode. I must also request, if anyone needs to leave the auditorium during the ceremony, to kindly use a door at the back and not the front. And now, before we proceed with the school prayer and the 15th Dhirubhai Ambani International School graduation, I'd like to call on the graduates to join us. Please let us stand and applaud the class of 2019 and remain standing for the lighting of the diya and the school prayer. Enter the class of 2019. Wonderful. At this point, I ask Mrs. Ambani, Mr. Bindra, and our graduating head girl and head boy to come forward for the lighting of the diya and the singing of the school prayer. Thank you. Kindly be seated. Good evening again. I'm David Impey, Head of International Curriculum. It is an honor to be part of this celebration with all of you. Before we continue, it's with pleasure that I invite Mrs. Ambani and Mr. Bindra to take their places on the stage, followed by Mr. Basu and Ms. Thakur. Please, Mrs. Ambani and Mr. Bindra. Thank you. At the front of the auditorium, we are delighted to welcome Mr. Mukesh Ambani and distinguished guests. Please. On stage and on your left near the front are our Year 12 teachers and the heads, deputies and coordinators and members of administration. Also in the audience are other faculty members from across the school. So if we could hear it for them, please. Our greetings and appreciation also to the Year 11 students and, of course, the graduates, who are the celebrities tonight, and their proud parents. We all have reason to be very proud of the class of 2019 and what they represent. The other speakers and presentations tonight will explain in detail exactly why. It is enough at this point for me to state, graduates, we know that wherever you go from now on, you will continue to enhance the good name and reputation of your school and yourselves. Please. I now hand over to the person who made it all possible, who nurtured the dream of Dhirubhai Ambani International School from the start, and one for whom education is the foremost passion. Our chairperson, Mrs. Nita Ambani.
Dear parents and grandparents, faculty and staff, our very special chief guest, the champion of champions, Abhinav Bhindra. And my dearest children, Namaskar, and a very warm good evening. Welcome to the graduation ceremony of the class of 2019. For all of us at Dhirubhai Ambani International School, this is an evening when our sky is full of stars. Our eyes are full of dreams, and our hearts full of love. And the stars that shine the brightest tonight are our 103 talented, young, and bright graduates. Today, they are graduating from this school that they called home for many years, to explore the world far and wide, ready to transition into an exciting new chapter in their lives. Class of 2019, I can imagine the emotions beating through your hearts right now. Happiness, nervousness, excitement, nostalgia, and pride. And I'm sure your parents are equally excited and overwhelmed, if not more. Different paths have led you here tonight. Every annual day performance that you all rocked, every sport that you played, the midnight practice at International Sports Fest, and the pizza party that followed. Every achievement you cherish, every challenge you conquered, every failure that made you come out stronger. All these strings are knotted into this beautiful evening. What makes all this even more special is our chief guest for the evening. Someone who has made India proud and kept our flag flying high at the pinnacle of global sport. Olympic champion and world champion, Abhinav Bhindra. Abhinav, as our children are all set to walk out of these gates tonight, it is truly our honor to have you with us, to guide them and to bless them. Your iconic achievements are the flame that rekindled an entire nation's belief in itself. The first Indian to win a world championship gold in shooting, the first Indian to win an individual Olympic gold. What a golden record. What an honor for the nation. You are an inspiration to each and every one of us. A heartfelt thank you from all of us for being here today. Friends, now let me share with you a small anecdote about Abhinav's truly outstanding achievements. I am told when Abhinav was in school at Doon, it was mandatory for every child to pick up a sport, and he reluctantly chose shooting. Later, of course, he fell in love with it. The rest, as they say, is history. Abhinav, thank God you picked shooting. It gave India one of our most glorious moments in the international sporting world. So, on a lighter note, my dear children, always remember that everything you're made to do at school, even the things that sometimes you may not like, are ingredients that may shape the champion in you tomorrow. Friends, a good school becomes great when it becomes a happy and a holistic place for our children to discover themselves. A place where children can find their true calling and the courage to chase it. A place where they're inspired to follow their hearts and pursue their passion. As we say at DAIS, a place where they can dare to dream and learn to excel. Academics, dramatics, sports, music, robotics. Our children have excelled in every aspect of co-curricular and all-round education. Krish Mehta of a class of 2019 represented Maharashtra at the national level in swimming. Award at the first Robotics World Championship held in Detroit last month. Four members of this team are from class of 2019. Adhyan Sakseria, Arushi Mazmundar, Krish Mehta, and Manav Shah. It is this unique aspect in our children that I take the most pride, and that gives me the most happiness. The accolades our school has consistently received also speak for themselves. Dhirubhai Ambani International School has been ranked the #1 international school in India by Education World now for 6 years consecutively. And the #1 school in Mumbai by Hindustan Times for the last 6 years. And now, I'm proud to share with you the ICSE results of this year. And once again, our children have made us proud. 24 out of 32 children scored 95% and above. 28 scored 90% and above. Our topper Raghav Agrawal scored 98.6%. And our average score is 95.24%. We have 36 perfect scores of 100 on 100 in mathematics, science, physical education, computer applications, environmental science, technical drawing applications, history, civics, and geography. Congratulations to all the children and their parents and teachers. Let's give them a big round of applause. Friends, you'll be delighted to know that our graduating class of 2019 has received outstanding university placements, making us all proud. They have received admission offers from over 146 leading universities. To name a few, one at MIT, one at Harvard, one at Caltech, one at Princeton, two at Johns Hopkins, three at Stanford, three at Imperial, four at Cambridge, four at Brown, five at Cornell, 9 at UC Berkeley, and many more. They have earned admission offers from 19 of the top 30 universities in the world. 34% of our children have received scholarships from the world's leading universities. That deserves an applause. Class of 2019, heartiest congratulations to each and every one of you and all your parents and grandparents. Today, you join an exceptional and much-loved league, the League of DAIS Alumni, our diaspora. Your seniors have paved the way for you and kept the DAIS flag soaring high. They have made their place in the world as entrepreneurs, writers, actors, teachers, social change makers, and I'm sure you will do too. So now, I look forward to having you all back at your school as our dearest diaspora of the class of 2019. Dearest parents and families, tonight is a big night for all of you. Every milestone in the lives of our children feels like an answered prayer. I can speak from experience. Not only have my 3 children graduated from our school, but have just celebrated the weddings of my twins, Isha and Akash. And my daughter-in-law, Shloka, is also a DIS graduate. So I know what this moment means to you. The crescendo in this beautiful journey that we shared together. I still remember many of you walking your toddlers into the gates of our school in the light blue t-shirts with bright yellow suns, with bottles and bags that were almost as big as them. You have been with us every step of the way, at every PTM, CASFET, Annual Day, and Sports Day. Thank you so much for your faith and trust in Dhirubhai Ambani International School. Tonight, we all join you in your prayers for our children as they embark on an exciting new journey in their lives. Class of 2019, put your hands together for your beautiful parents and your families. And now, my dear heads, teachers, and staff, what an innings we have shared. You know, whenever I ask our children what was the most memorable thing about their school days, they smile and take the names of their favorite teachers. They remember you, they admire you, they miss you, And of course, they all love you. Your presence, your positivity, your affection, your efforts, and your unwavering faith in our children. These are the building blocks on which our school stands tall and proud. Let's give a loud applause to our teachers. And finally, my class of 2019. You are entering a new India, a strong India, a resurgent India, an India of new hopes and aspirations, an India whose time has come. As our Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Bhai Modi, said in his speech day before, there are only two castes left in India. One will be those who are poor, and second, those who will work to eradicate poverty from our nation forever. And you, my dear children, each and every one of you have the power, the ability, and the determination to do this, to eliminate poverty from the face of our nation forever and usher in an era of growth, happiness, and prosperity for all our people. You are living in a time of great hope and opportunity, a time like no other, like never before. When I was graduating from school, India was not even in the top 15 world rankings. Today, you are inheriting an India that is the 5th largest economy in the world. And I hope and I'm sure that you, in your lifetime, will work hard and make India the topmost economy in the world. You will make India a superpower. You will secure for India its rightful place in the world. Each and every one of you has the potential and the responsibility to make this happen. Class of 2019, go out there and make a difference. Make India proud. Make your school proud. Make your families proud. In Latin, alma mater literally means generous mother. DAIS will always be your alma mater. We wish you all the very best. May all the happiness and every success in the world be yours. We will miss you, class of 2019. May your paths always be blessed. Good luck. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Ambani, for a truly powerful and moving address. Next, to represent the class of 2019 once more and reflect as they depart, our outgoing head girl, Purvika Mehra, and head boy, Mukul Khanna.
Distinguished Chief Guest, Mr. Abhinav Bindra, Honorable Chairperson, Mrs. Neeta Ambani, respected heads, teachers, and families, and for one last time, our class of 2019. 3 days ago, I walked the corridors of the school with a bittersweet smile on my face. Sitting on the 6th floor, all I could think about was the time when we, as a team, turned the whole social area into a balloon pit from our childhood days. As I look out from the balcony, I see the spot on the field where Trisha and Nanika brought us all together at midnight and taught us a farewell dance that I am sure will be remembered through the ages. At this moment, looking at you, sitting in this auditorium, I find myself remembering the alumni meet that took place right here only a few months ago, and I can't believe that we will now be joining their ranks. Our graduation ceremony today concludes our high school journey. The memories we've made here are what we take with us as we begin a brand new chapter in our lives. Not too long ago, I found myself in a discussion with a friend, unable to answer his many burning questions about how exactly one starts a load of laundry. And don't even get me started on the complexities of grocery shopping, especially for those of us who are living in the wilderness of non-catered halls in the UK. Worrying about the mundane in that conversation impressed upon me the reality of the change that we're about to face. Graduation is just the beginning, and now we have in front of us the exciting task of living through a myriad of experiences, both ordinary and life-altering. We're venturing out into the great beyond, a place where even the IB department can no longer chase us. There is no accountability to anyone but ourselves. Our only goal is to chase our tenuous dreams, and even while doing that, let's be real, we're going to trip up at least once or twice. But you know what? I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of that eventuality because I know that you, my wonderful, crazy class of 2019, you are the most resilient people I've ever had the honor of meeting. Your depth of character and your tireless commitment to back up your words with your actions is the legacy that you leave behind in this school. I see your perseverance as a palpable part of life here. I see it in the commendable efforts to collect over 200 kilograms of medicine for the victims of the Kerala flood. I see it in the hours spent charting plans to help underprivileged children experience the joy of sports. I even see it affecting our immediate surroundings as love for technology and robotics permeates through the walls of our school. I mean, while the rest of us were stressing about our board exams, you, the FRC team, were out there making us all proud at the Robotics World Championship in Detroit. Class of 2019, your ambitions are strong, and your will is even stronger. So I know that once you set your mind to something, you will achieve it regardless of any obstacles in your path. We've all leapt past our roadblocks as a family with the help of fire memes and a constant supply of homemade cookies. In my worst moments, I, personally, have derived an immense amount of strength from your resilience and the sense of home that you gave me. Really, it's only over the past 5 years with you that I have realized that home goes beyond the blood of your blood. A home is made of the people that you choose to fill it with. Over the years, we've all found a little bit of home in each other, in incredibly competitive mono-deal matches, epic volleyball showdowns in open periods, or games of Drawsaurus that simultaneously involve over 3 different classes at once. We found our sense of fortitude in shared smiles of reassurance and cheers that somehow carry the same cadence of celebration when running across a field to hug out a joint rejection as they do when yelling, "Congratulations!" We've truly found our people within these blue gates, people who have made us brave and bestowed us with the capacity of going to infinity and beyond, no matter what we face in life. I know without a doubt that every ounce of grit that we possess today is a byproduct of this school, the sunny cradle of which we have been raised in. It's in our spirit to dare to dream, a spirit that would never have existed without the extraordinary vision of one truly incredible woman, Mrs. Neeta Ambani. For me, since having joined the school around 5 years ago, annual days have always been a favorite part of my time here. All my memories were made even more special because of your constant presence, encouraging our performances to be better than the best with your love and attention to detail. You have given us a cherished home, which we could not be more grateful for. But we may never have set foot in this home without the wisdom of our families who chose this school, this vision, this future for us. I feel like none of us say this to you enough, but without you constantly worrying about our health when we were too busy chasing our ambitions, or spoiling us with mama's breakfast vada paos or homemade fried rice, we probably would not have coped as well as we have. You are the heroes we need, and we love you very, very much. The same goes for our absolutely wonderful heads and teachers. I know that our FRC team will certainly come up with all kinds of fantastic humanoid robots in the years to come, but nothing in the world could possibly replace you all for the warmth of your voice, your unwavering faith, and the encouragement of your love. Years after this day, I'm sure that we will all remember the way you sacrificed your time to chaperone our open period football games, or patiently sat with us for hours on Saturdays with chamomile tea, just because you knew that we feel less anxious when we finish our extended essays in school in peace. Thank you for being our safety nets. You are our parents away from home. On our last school day, as we reminisced all that we have learned at DAIS and drowned in an unmitigated puddle of tears, we all echoed the question, how do we leave behind a piece of our heart? How do we walk over the sun etched into the entrance of the atrium that serves as the awning of our sanctuary? How do we possibly let go of this part of our childhood? After pondering these questions for weeks, I think today, on our last day gathered here today, I finally have an answer for you. You don't. You don't have to walk away, to leave behind, to outgrow everything that this school stands for. Instead, choose to revel in these beautiful moments of joy and growth that we've experienced together. Hold on to the feelings of belonging that this home of yours has inspired in you. Remember the family that you found here and treasure it in your heart. My dear class of 2019, you are unforgettable. A perfect group of trumpet players and discoverers of unipolar magnets, of charismatic choreographers, members of Stockland Yard, and budding politicians. I know that all of you, collectively, will leave an indelible mark on this world. Today, when you walk out from these blue gates, away from our haven of sunshine, all you need to do is breathe in, be fearless, and take the first bold steps into what I'm sure is the beginning of something spectacular. Thank you, class of 2019. You are my sun and stars.
Distinguished Chief Guest, Mr. Abhinav Bindra, respected Chairperson, Mrs. Neeta Ambani, our beloved heads, teachers, families, and the extraordinary class of 2019. I still remember the very first time I sat in this auditorium, right there in the first row. As a little 4-year-old, the size of the auditorium and the number of people in it was slightly overwhelming at first. But within minutes, all of that went away. I just had to turn to either side to be met with friendly faces with big smiles. The more I looked around and interacted with my classmates, teachers, and even non-teaching staff, the clearer it became that this school was family. In this way, the gates of this school slowly started becoming a safe haven in the city where I felt comfortable and free to be who I wanted. Finally, after our years in DAIS, we've come back in a full circle. Back to the same auditorium with the same familiar faces. But apart from our comfort with each other, the one thing that has definitely changed is our comfort to adapt to new challenges. We've learned to become more confident of our abilities and welcome challenges with open arms. These challenges could have been trying to stick to that daunting deadline calendar, convincing a teacher to change a deadline once you realize that you can't stick to it, or finally managing to evade the teacher every time they ask you about a certain corrupted file on ManageBack. But on a more serious note, the foundation we have received at DAIS is unparalleled to anything we could have imagined. Through the subjects we've studied and exams we've given, this journey's been less to do with the content we've learned. Instead, it's been about the skills we've developed and experiences that have shaped us. This is where we first learned about inflation from the price of a samosa in the canteen and learned about bearings by running around the football field on a treasure hunt. From our Friday service sessions to trips with students from around the world, we've learned how to respect, show gratitude, and accept diverse perspectives. It has perfectly trained us to achieve our own definitions of success, whether this merely means bringing about changes in ourselves or implementing plans to change the world. So thank you, Neeta ma'am, for creating an environment which made us feel like we belong and leading us on a journey which has been a perfect springboard into the real world. From coming into our primary classes and asking us about our favorite subjects, to ordering pizza for us at midnight, you have made it a joy to study here and have made DAIS a place where we can fully explore our passions. But passions can never be realized if not for a certain amount of tenacity and relentlessness. Mr. Bindra, you embody both of these qualities to the hilt. Some years ago, I attended an event where you were part of a panel. You spoke about several difficulties you had faced at Olympic events and how you had learned to overcome them. You said something I will never forget, which is very pertinent today. The key is to practice and be confident of our capabilities. This way, no matter what life throws at us, we can be prepared to face it and continue working towards our dreams, irrespective of the outcome. As we move beyond the walls of this school, we are bound to experience victories and adversities. But one constant, which will always remain, is the unwavering support from each of you here today. Thank you, heads, for always accommodating us and ensuring that we stay on the right path. From frequent visits to Ms. Munshi and Ms. Tarpawala's office for fights in the bus, to nervously waiting outside Mr. Basu's office with yet another unconventional request, you have done whatever it takes to help us flourish. Thank you, teachers, for helping us achieve our potential and being ever so patient with us, encouraging and empowering us every step of the way. And now, to our families. Ever since our very first day, you have been as involved in this journey as we have, if not more. The early mornings, the late nights, and all the stress-ridden times in between. Thank you for being there every step of the way. Whether it's been walking us to the bus stop or frantically driving us to school because we missed the bus, cooking breakfast for us in the morning or buying chocolates for us to carry to school on our birthday, stocking up on stationery and covering our notebooks, or helping us revise the night before a test. To be fair, with the amount you have helped us and sacrificed for us in this journey, you deserve to be graduating today as much as we do. And finally, class of 2019, where do I begin? Whether it's been playing lock and key in the jungle gym, basketball during open periods, or the overly competitive inter-house football matches. I've lived some of my best days with you. And it's not only within the walls of this school. We've traveled around the world together. Class trips, IYP, village trips, service programs, exchange trips, sports competitions, MUNs, and even round squares. We've created a lifetime worth of memories and have constantly worked to better each other. It was the idea of not being able to make any more of these memories which overcame all of us with emotions on our last day. No matter how many years we have been together, everyone felt the same bittersweet emotions. Class of 2019, although you might be feeling sad today, we've all recently learned that there are two aspects to every situation. On one hand, as we graduate from this school, all of us are going to move on and lead diverse lives, achieving different dreams. But on the other hand, the friends we made, passions we found, and skills we developed here will stay with us forever. So don't be afraid to try new things when you've been blessed with such a strong foundation and support system. Today, on the day that all our dreams begin, I just have to look at the achievements of my classmates to realize that no dream is too big. Our grade already has top coders, inspiring athletes, entrepreneurs, and successful authors, just to mention a few. We all have goals and ambitions, and now is the time to start working on them. This is our chance to take risks as we step into the unknown. Today marks the end of our high school journey, all the way from our bright blue sun-sprinkled t-shirts to these elegant blue graduation gowns, from wearing our navy blue DAIS caps to these graduation caps with tassels, making our way up all 7 floors, and finally coming back here to the start. After this long journey of fighting deadlines, learning from each other, and being there every step of the way, all I have to say is, class of 2019, I love you 3000. Thank you.
Thank you, Purvika and Mukul. Well spoken, some delightful personal touches that obviously resonated with the class of 2019. So presumably there's a message there. But you obviously enjoyed it. Dear Mrs. Ambani, ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege to formally introduce our chief guest for this evening's ceremony, Mr. Abhinav Bindra. Abhinav Bindra, yes, come on then. Abhinav Bindra's journey to become the first and only Indian to win an individual Olympic gold and the first Indian to win a world championship gold in air rifle shooting is an example of a single-minded quest for perfection. His victory at Beijing was not just a personal one. It broke a sporting barrier that had haunted a nation for a century. Born in Dehradun, he has won over 150 individual medals in a career that lasted over 20 years. His last Olympics were in Rio in 2016, where he finished 4th. Recipient of the Arjuna Award, the youngest recipient of the Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award, Mr. Bindra was also conferred with India's 3rd highest civilian award, the Padma Bhushan, in 2009, and with the title of Honorary Lieutenant Colonel in the Territorial Army. Yes. For his exceptional services to sport, he was awarded with the Blue Cross in 2018 by the International Shooting Sport Federation, which is the ISSF's highest honor. Post his retirement from active sport, he founded the Abhinav Bindra Targeting Performance Centers, which are state-of-the-art performance and medical rehabilitation facilities. He also established the Abhinav Bindra Foundation, which supports athletes from various sports with cutting-edge sports science and guides them towards being the best they can be. Mr. Bindra chaired the ISSF Athletes Committee for 8 years and is currently a member of the International Olympic Committee's Athlete Commission. Mr. Bindra, we are truly honored by your presence. Sir, the podium is yours.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It was late 2004. I had just been to the Athens Olympics, where I'd suffered a very disappointing failure. One day I received an unexpected letter. It was from my coach, Uwe. The letter included the following advice. I just want to tell you, you're next in line. World champion in 2006, Olympic champion in 2008. Be focused, but not intolerant. Be flexible, don't be self-centered and stubborn. Know what you want and make sure you get what you want. Be a pro. At the end, it's only a game, but it's also the best school of life. Never look back, always ahead. Dealing with that disappointment of Athens defined the rest of my shooting career. Receiving this letter was a turning point of sorts because it reminded me why I was in this sport, what I dreamt for, and what it meant for me to follow my passion. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to have been invited to address you all at this wonderful graduation day event. My thanks to the Dhirubhai Ambani International School for making it possible for me to come and address all of you. Congratulations to all you students on your achievements, and I'm very inspired by the journey you have traveled to get here. I'm even more excited about what lies ahead, how you will all grow, live, express yourselves, and contribute to others' journeys. This is the power of dreams, your dreams. Having completed my career after 5 Olympics from Sydney to Rio, I now look back on my 22 years in sport, the years when I followed my own dream, found my passion, and gave it the chance to express itself. I want to take this opportunity to share some of my personal experiences with you. I may be different in age from all of you and at a different stage in life, but as fellow dreamers, I think we share much in common. Not that long ago, at least I would like to see it that way, I was just like each of you, full of unfulfilled potential with a story yet to be written. Today, besides a few medals at home, what remain are memories and relationships. I would like to tell you about 5 relationships that made it possible for my dreams to come true. Every young athlete, especially a reluctant and unfit one like me, needs early mentors. I was fortunate to have 2. One taught me shooting under a mango tree in his own unique style. The other taught me little things about life. But together gave me confidence and belief and built the desire in me to be good, to attempt to be great. Colonel Dhillon was my first coach. Amit Bhattacharya started as my academic tutor, but became more like a mentor and guide who I could talk about anything. Both these gentlemen were amusing but strict. They supported the big things like fighting with my teachers to give me time off to compete, to the little things which together got me the freedom I craved for. Each such act was quiet confirmation from them that what I dreamt of could be done. The colonel smartly tempted me with fame. Come first, he said, I would earn a headline, make a record, and I'd get a picture in the paper. For a kid, these sort of things were irresistible. I was fascinated, hooked. He didn't need to talk about work ethic to me ever again. The relationship with these 2 men brought me desire. They taught me well. They taught me to think big. What more could one ask from early mentors? Getting to the Sydney Olympics in 2000 as a teenager fulfilled that early desire. But there was more in store for me, and this desire and hunger had a larger role to play. There is a small set of people for whom the roller coaster of emotions is more difficult than for the athlete himself. These are parents and siblings, the usually untold heroes of any sporting journey. The athlete has control of his or her game. The family has nothing but blind faith. My family took that blind faith to great extremes. When I was little, my mother, an organized woman, had my day planned to the minute. As I grew, she traveled with me for weeks on end to dreary Germany and stayed with me, washed my clothes, cooked for me in little motels as I tried to perfect my art. No questions asked. My dad was probably the only one whose dreams were bigger than mine. He acted on those dreams until I had my own. My sister was a wonderful cheerleader in the worst of times and at the best of times. My family was my support troop, a comfort to me. Back home, believers matter. Often in a career, things can seem bleak, but then it is then that you can hear and feel your family cheering from close range, and you remember that you're not alone. Besides providing for me materially, my family backed me to the hilt in spirit. Their faith taught me to trust. Teaching one how to trust is a unique gift very few can give us. Sport was the bridge on which my family helped build this. Eventually, I had to trust myself, my equipment, even the floor I stood on. That process started at home. My desire kept us all going. I had a poor finish in the shooting final at Athens, even though I thought I'd done everything right. Only later did I find out that the floor tiles were loose in my particular shooting lane, making it impossible to balance. Coming back from an incident like that at an Olympics needs desire, needed trust. But then I had the desire and I was learning how to trust, sometimes against and despite the odds. I was not a natural shooter. I was not particularly natural at anything. I didn't have athleticism or coordination or balance. But what I did have was persistence. As a kid, I used to buy aircraft and car models and painstakingly construct them with my father helping out. One tiny part after another, never skipping a detail. In shooting, this is essential, a gradual, systematic accumulation of knowledge. The ability to repeat and focus on the smallest of details. In my mind, it was an interest, a quirk, even while all the other kids were out playing. It was only much later when I started working with my professional coaches, Gabby, Heinz, and Uwe, did the penny drop. The beauty of life is that there is a passion that's right for every one of us. Mine was sport shooting, and I felt that it belonged to me, and I belonged to it. My coaches remain the people I ask about any important decision even today, from the big decisions to the littlest things about my life. These were relationships that transformed me and gave me faith in myself and the sense of belonging and identity. They didn't give me answers, they gave me the tools to find my own. Thanks to my family, I had learned how to trust. Now I had people worthy of that trust. When Beijing 2000 came along, other than technique I had worked on for over a decade, these were the people who made the difference. At the beginning of a career and through most parts of it, most of us live for fame and personal glory. But once those are achieved, you realize that they are actually transient and less exciting than you thought. What is timeless is the respect and affection of others, and most importantly, self-respect and loving oneself. These are the fourth and fifth relationships I wanted to share with you today. Winning the Olympic gold medal in 2008 at Beijing gave me perspective and helped me understand my country, my fellow citizens, and what gives them meaning. In the feedback and the congratulations from my fellow Indians, I began to recognize that personal achievement has much greater and broader significance. When it remains as potential, it is very personal, but ultimately, achievement itself is much more about than oneself. It is about bringing desire, trust, and belief and making it count for others. I broke a long-standing stereotype that Indians weren't good enough for individual Olympic gold, and today I can feel what a difference it makes to other athletes and the entire system in India. Naysayers and cynics will persist, and they do have their role to play in any career, but there is also an overarching belief and change of mindset. My gold has come to life, and it's not mine alone. My passion sport helped me recognize my role in my larger context and gave me, an otherwise shy and reserved person, a way to connect with others. This event today is one of those occasions too. After winning gold, I was still a seeker, and it took me 2 more Olympics to hang up my boots before I knew I'd given it my all. London in 2012 and Rio in 2016 closed the loop and gave me what I was seeking out for most. Not another medal, but self-respect and closure. Once again, it was my sport that gave me a lens to know myself, my body, my mind, my emotions, to make them work for me and to know what I wanted of myself. I left the sport when I knew I had nothing more to give. I finally had my self-respect. Ultimately, that was the largest prize of all. Greater satisfaction than any gold medal could give. Honestly, the only thing that gives me nightmares today is to think of what kind of person I would have been had I not been a professional athlete. Today, I'm excited about what the future holds, and with my foundation provide scholarships to other young sports people who dream about Olympic success and need the little bits of support that can make the difference. It is still part of my journey, because once you have received, the acts of giving and passing on take on so much more meaning. I hope I can make a difference to others in the way my support group did for me. The platform of sports gave me special relationships and experiences. These gave me a view into myself and an opportunity to grow, learn, and evolve. It is the greatest part of finding one's passion and then finding the people who will be there for you when you pursue it. Each of you will have different interests, and you've had the wonderful support of DAIS who have lit that fire within you. As I end this evening, I would like to appreciate all of you for having that self-belief. It will make all the difference. Whatever might be your dream, your passion, give it all that it asks of you, your commitment and dedication. Invest in the relationships that the pursuit of your dreams bring you, the ones that make you uncomfortable, challenge you, tease you, upset you. These are often the most valuable ones. Be there for each other in good times and bad, regardless of how much you end up achieving, and may it be a lot. You will have memories, relationships, and experiences. It is more than a fair bargain. Thank you all for listening, and congratulations again to all of you on this special graduation day.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bindra, for the inspiration that you provide. Next, our IB Special Awards, with the details read by Mr. and Mrs. Basu, whilst we call on Mrs. Ambani and Mr. Bindra for the presentations. Members of our current Student Council will assist.
Thank you, Mr. MP. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. In recognition of all the learning which takes place outside the classroom in the IB program, we have a set of special awards this evening.
Our first category is the Creativity Awards. These awards are for students who have shared their outstanding creativity for the benefit of others within the school and outside.
As enthusiasts of the performing arts, they have played a key role in expanding the scope of Kalakar, which aims to provide a platform for budding performers and support art in the less privileged areas through their collaborations with Dhenuki Film Project and Dharavi Art Room, Akanksha Sinha and Ashita Shravan.
As the president of the DAIS hosted Round Square Conference under the theme of Explore, Experience, Empower, she worked tirelessly to provide the 160 visiting participants with an enriching and memorable experience, showing exemplary dedication and leadership. Nainika Pansari.
For their artistic contributions to the school, including setting up of the art installation at the school fete and for designing the logos for all our school events, Twisha Shah and Riva Kishan Chandani.
For her dynamic role in a variety of CAS projects, such as Moment of Joy, as well as a role in the football team. She is also a passionate dancer and has choreographed dances for the school socials and the graduation walk during the annual day. Trisha Agrawal.
For their role in the success of the DAIS Team 7539, our very first in-house robotics team, which went on to win the Rookie All-Star Award at the first Robotics World Championship in Detroit in April. We commend their commitment to the team, particularly through mentoring and inspiring the younger students, Adhyan Seksaria and Manav Shah.
The second category for this evening is the Activity Awards. The criteria for these awards are for students whose excellent leadership qualities have inspired action for the benefit of others within the school and outside.
They have been key players in the Kick for a Cause event, demonstrating exemplary organization and leadership skill, successfully achieving their goals of encouraging and promoting sporting talent among the less privileged through work with the Vedanta Foundation, Shrey Dalal and Kushal Doshi.
A passionate and skilled footballer, she is an important part of the school team and has a spot on the national team as well. Her hard work and love for the sport has inspired many others to follow her lead. Ananya Thakur.
One of the best footballers at DAIS, with excellent leadership qualities, he won the Best Player Awards at many tournaments and also recently participated at the SGFI Nationals held in Rajasthan. Ayush Trivedi.
They have motivated and inspired many of our younger basketball players by setting a good example of hard work and by leading from the front, helping them achieve their common goals, resulting in many victories for the team. Shiv Panchal and Tanvi Nani.
for their efforts towards developing the sport curriculum for the Shastri Nagar Municipal School as part of the Moment of Joy project committed to nurturing sports and physical education for all, Vedant Ambani, Veer Khimji, and Siddhant Lat.
Our third category for this evening is the Service Awards. The criteria for this award category are for students whose exemplary approach to community service has demonstrated an ongoing commitment to human development.
A recipient of the Round Square King Constantine Medal, she worked tirelessly to improve the local environment and the community, particularly in her initiatives to provide relief in flood and drought-stricken areas over the last 4 years. Aditi Raheja.
With a passion for technology, he has initiated the Tech for All Service project, with a vision of providing access and training in computer skills for those less privileged in a municipal school through their collaboration with Teach for India. Param Nagda.
They have worked with heartfelt passion for reducing waste and conserving in the environment as part of SAFAL, a project which was undertaken within the school community to raise awareness about overconsumption and waste management. Ishita Bagri and Lamia Bandukwala.
He has taken over leadership of the English Winglish project and has effectively laid his stem in teaching English to the support staff of the school every Saturday, making the classes fun and engaging while inculcating love for teaching, learning among the staff. Yash Shah.
As leaders of the Tanduruts 3 project, these students conducted a number of events aimed at creating awareness and dialogue about women's health issues. They conducted health sessions for younger students, organized Relay for Life, and raised funds for Indian Cancer Society and also the Maina Mahila Foundation. Vandana Ramesh and Tanya Sharma. And now we move on to the fourth category, which are the Lifelong Learning Awards. The criteria is, this is for students who have demonstrated a joy for learning, not just as a means to an end, but as an end in itself, developed excellent skills of scholarship, and is most likely to apply their learning sensitively, with judgment, and for the benefit of their community as well as themselves. These are ideals we work towards at DAIS. We would like to recognize 5 graduating students who exemplify these attributes.
The awardees are Arushi Mazumdar, Sara Mehta, Malavika Nair, Tanya Sharma, and Krish Mehta.
Next are the International Understanding Awards, and the criteria is a good representative of our country with a positive attitude towards the life and culture of others, able to converse in at least 2 languages, with the ability to bring different people together into a sense of community, thus furthering the cause of international understanding.
The award goes to 5 of our students: Arjun Shukla, Gayatri Meswani, Smriti Dani, Purvika Mehra, and Ishita Bagri. And finally, the Heads Award for contribution to the school. This award is given to the student who has been able to consistently demonstrate the philosophy and values of the school, academic and otherwise, who has worked for the benefit of his or her peers, and who has done so with humility.
The recipient of this award is none other than Arushi Majumdar.
Well done, and thank you all. Mrs. Ambani, Mr. Bindra, and Mr. Basu, may I ask you to remain where you are while Ms. Thakur joins you, as we have now reached the climax of this evening's ceremony, the award of graduation diplomas to the class of 2019.
Shantiv Sudarshan
is headed to the United States of America to study chemistry and materials engineering at the Washington University in St. Louis.
Malhar Acharya
Is headed to the United States of America to study liberal arts at the Swarthmore College.
Siddhesh Agarwal
Is headed to the United States of America to study economics at the University of Illinois in Urbana-Champaign.
Praniti Agarwal
Is headed to Canada to study economics at the University of Toronto.
Tilak Agarwal
Is headed to the United States of America to study computer science at Boston University.
Trisha Agrawal
Is headed to the United States of America to study economics at Union College.
Vedant Ambani
Is headed to the United States of America to study mechanical engineering at Northwestern University.
Ayush Bagchi
Is headed to the United Kingdom to read English language and literature at the University of Edinburgh.
Ishita Bagri
Is headed to the United States of America to study psychology at Colgate University.
Yashvardhan Bajla
Is headed to the United States of America to study mechanical engineering technology at Purdue University.
Lamia Bandukwala.
is headed to Ireland to pursue medicine at the Royal College of Surgeons.
Nayantara Batra.
Is headed to the United States of America to study psychology at the Bryn Mawr College.
Anurag Bhavania.
Is headed to the United States of America to study economics at the University of California in Berkeley.
Storm Butti.
Is headed to the United States of America to pursue fine arts at the School of the Art Institute of Chicago.
Shiv Chawla.
Is headed to the United States of America for an undecided major at Brandeis University.
Neil Chowcharia.
Is headed to the United States of America to study mechanical engineering at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign.
Zuni Chopra.
Is headed to the United States of America to pursue creative writing at Stanford University.
Shri Dalal.
Is headed to the United States of America to study business administration at the University of Michigan.
Smriti Dani.
Is headed to the United States of America to study neuroscience at Brown University.
Advait Deshpande.
Is headed to the United States of America to study computer science and mathematics at the University of Michigan.
Tanisha Deshpande.
Is headed to the United Arab Emirates to study economics at New York University's Abu Dhabi campus.
Ishita Dhut.
Is headed to the United States of America to study computer science at the University of Wisconsin in Madison.
Janvi Doshi.
Is headed to the United States of America to study entrepreneurship and marketing at Babson College.
Kushal Doshi.
Is headed to the United States of America to study aeronautical and astronautical engineering at Purdue University.
Omkar Gadge.
Is headed to the United Kingdom to read law at the University of Liverpool.
Harsh Ganatra.
Is headed to Canada to study chemical engineering at the University of Toronto.
Aditya Gandotra.
Is headed to the United States of America to study physics at Princeton University.
Palash Gangar.
Is headed to the United States of America to study engineering at Virginia Tech.
Achisman Goswami.
Is headed to the United Kingdom to read human, social and political sciences at the University of Cambridge.
Sachit Goel.
Is headed to the United States of America to study engineering at Carnegie Mellon University.
Vinayak Gupta.
Is headed to Canada to study computer science at the University of Toronto.
Ishan Gupta.
Is headed to the United States of America to study chemical engineering at the University of California in Berkeley.
Pranav Gupta.
Is headed to the United States of America to study economics at Emory University.
Yajurvi Haritlal
is headed to the United States of America to pursue fine arts at the School of the Art Institute of Chicago.
Tanvi Inani
Is headed to the United States of America to study anthropology at the Purdue University.
Nama Jaggi
Is headed to Canada to study psychology at the University of Toronto.
Sanchita Jalan
Is headed to the United States of America to study chemistry and applied mathematics at the Columbia University.
Riya Jetha
Is headed to the United States of America to pursue creative writing and history at Pomona College.
Tanisha Javeri
Is headed to the United States of America to study physics at Columbia University.
Ansh Kachalia
Is headed to the United Arab Emirates to study economics at New York University's Abu Dhabi campus.
Sarah Kagzi
Is headed to the United States of America to study economics and international relations at the University of California in Davis.
Tanvi Kapoor
Is headed to the United States of America to study engineering at Cornell University.
Kaveri Kapoor
Is headed to the United States of America to pursue songwriting at the Berklee College of Music.
Mukul Khanna
Is headed to the United States of America to study economics and applied mathematics at Brown University.
Veer Khimji
Is headed to Canada to study economics at the University of British Columbia.
Riva Kishan Chandani
Is headed to the United Kingdom to read psychological and behavioral science at the London School of Economics and Political Science.
Siddhant Lat
Is headed to the United States of America to study engineering at Columbia University.
Amish Lodha
Is headed to Netherlands to study automotive engineering at the Han University of Applied Sciences.
Charul Maheksha
Is headed to Canada to study psychology at the University of British Columbia.
Arushi Mazumdar
Is headed to the United States of America to study computer science at Stanford University.
Navda Malpani
Is headed to the United Kingdom to read economics, politics, and international studies at the Warwick University.
Zaksh Manekshana
Is headed to the United States of America to study chemistry at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign.
Purvika Mehra
Is headed to the United Kingdom to pursue international relations at the London School of Economics and Political Science.
Krish Mehta
Is headed to the United States of America to pursue engineering at the California Institute of Technology.
Nisna Mehta
is headed to Netherlands to study politics, psychology, law and economics at the University of Amsterdam.
Sara Mehta
Is headed to the United States of America to study psychology and neuroscience at the Duke University.
Rehan Mehta
Is headed to the United States of America to study computer science at the University of Southern California.
Gayatri Meswani
Is headed to the United States of America to study social sciences at the Harvard University.
Isha Modi
Is headed to the United States of America to study psychology at the University of Minnesota.
Riya Modi
Is headed to the United Kingdom to pursue engineering at the University of Cambridge.
Zahan Motiwala
Is headed to the United States of America to study computer science at the University of Wisconsin in Madison.
Tia Mulchandani
Is headed to Canada to study psychology at the University of British Columbia.
Shania Munim
Is headed to Canada to study psychology at the University of British Columbia.
Simran Mutha
Is headed to the United States of America to study general engineering at the Olin College of Engineering.
Param Nagda
Is headed to the United States of America to study computer science at the University of California in Berkeley.
Malavika Nair
Is headed to the United States of America to study biology at Brandeis University.
Lavanya Nandi Mandalam
Is headed to the United States of America to study chemical engineering at the University of California in Berkeley.
Amanveer Singh Oberoi
Is headed to the United States of America to study computer science at the University of California in Los Angeles.
Shiv Panchal
Is headed to the United States of America to study marketing at New York University.
Nainika Pansari
Is headed to the United States of America to study biology at the Johns Hopkins University.
Bezan Patel
Is headed to Canada to study biology at the University of British Columbia.
Priyanka Perez
Is headed to United Kingdom to read biological sciences at the University College London.
Aditi Raheja
Is headed to the United States of America to study biological sciences at the Northwestern University.
Vandana Ramesh
Is headed to the United States of America to study economics at Brown University.
Cheyenne Reporter
Is headed to Canada to study kinesiology at the University of British Columbia.
Ishan Sangvi
Is headed to the United States of America to study business at the University of Virginia.
Ria Sankhe
Is headed to the United States of America to study environmental engineering at Stanford University.
Dhruvraj Sata.
is headed to the United States of America to study business administration at the University of Texas in Austin.
Anjali Savansukha.
Is headed to the United Kingdom to pursue landscape architecture at the University of Edinburgh.
Satvik Sejpal.
Is headed to the United States of America to study computer science at Harvey Mudd College.
Adhyan Seksaria.
Is headed to the United States of America to study computer science at the University of Southern California.
Aryan Shah.
Is headed to the United States of America to study business and computer science at the University of California in Berkeley.
Varun Shah.
Is headed to the United States of America to study computer science at the Purdue University.
Manav Shah.
Is headed to Canada to study computer science at the University of Toronto.
Pashwa Shah.
Is headed to the United States of America to study finance at Northeastern University.
Rashi Shah.
Is headed to the United Kingdom to pursue medicine at the Imperial College London.
Sohail Shah.
Is headed to the United States of America to study entrepreneurship and marketing at the Babson College.
Twisha Shah.
Is headed to the United States of America to pursue architecture at Pratt Institute.
Yash Shah.
Is headed to the United States of America to study economics at Duke University.
Tanya Sharma.
Is headed to Singapore to study philosophy, politics and economics at the Yale NUS College.
Ishita Shravan.
Is headed to the United States of America to study electrical and computer engineering at Carnegie Mellon University.
Arjun Shukla.
Is headed to the United States of America to study engineering at the University of Pennsylvania.
Aryaman Singhania.
Is headed to the United States of America to study finance at New York University.
Akanksha Sinha.
Is headed to the United States of America to study international relations at Georgetown University.
Adarsh Sriram.
Is headed to the United States of America to study electrical and computer engineering at Cornell University.
Ananya Thakur.
Is headed to the United States of America to study English at the University of Notre Dame.
Ayush Trivedi.
Is headed to the United States of America to study engineering at Duke University.
Isha Walia.
Is headed to the United States of America to study biology at Emory University.
Smriti Warrior.
Is headed to the United States of America to study molecular and cell biology at the University of California in San Diego.
Nivan Vashi.
Is headed to the United States of America to study environmental engineering at the University of Georgia.
Siddharth Vasudev.
is headed to the United States of America to study material science and computer science engineering at the Cornell University.
Kush Zaveri.
Is headed to the United States of America to pursue furniture design at the Rhode Island School of Design.
Thank you, Mrs. Ambani, Mr. Bindra, Mr. Basu, and Ms. Thacker. Please be seated. Also, appreciation to our student council members. And congratulations again to all. A wonderful ceremony. Time for thanks, of which plenty are due. Our sincere gratitude goes first to our chairperson, Mrs. Ambani, and also to Mr. Ambani, who between them have made it possible for our school to become what it is today. Mr. Bindra, it has been a pleasure to have you with us. The class of 2019 could have no better example as they move on into the wider world. Thank you. Could the representatives of our current student council please present Mr. Bindra tokens of our appreciation on behalf of all of us. To our colleagues from the Chairperson's Office, Administration, IT, the clinic, support, service staff, and our security team, we extend our thanks for everything you do. Thank you. Almost last, but by no means least, we salute our entire faculty. Our gratitude goes to you. And finally, our hearts are with you, proud and ever supportive parents and families. Your moment too has arrived. And now, ladies and gentlemen, may I ask you to stand as our graduating students lead us for their last time in singing our school song, which will be followed immediately by the national anthem.
आसमां को एक दिन छू के आएंगे, जो कोई ना
Thank you. Please be seated. Before we proceed with the closing phase of the ceremony, a few points need to be mentioned. The next step is the recessional of our new graduates. When I ask them to stand, other members of the audience, please remain seated. After they have exited, may I ask that you all remain where you are to allow Mrs. Ambani and Mr. Bindra to come down from the stage and join Mr. Ambani. The class of 2019, please stand and face the audience. Kindly move your cap tassels from right to left. By the authority invested in me by the chairperson, I now declare the Dhirubhai Ambani International School class of 2019 graduated.